I stood by the window of my room upstairs, the pregnancy test result clutched in my hand. I was pregnant again. I had been noticing the signs for some time and had finally gone to the hospital for confirmation. The result came back positive. I smiled softly as I touched my stomach. I couldn't wait to tell my husband. We were going to have another child. It had been 6 years since we had our first child, our daughter Eva, and I hadn't conceived again until now. I knew Aiden's would be thrilled. I wanted to share the news in a special way. I stepped away from the window and called the maids to help decorate my room. I smiled in satisfaction once they were done. Next, I went to the kitchen to prepare Aiden's favorite meal, which also happened to be Eva's favorite. My daughter was so much like her father. Luna, you don't have to cook. I'll prepare whatever you want. I'll cook for us tonight, Elena. Take the day off and get some rest. Thank you, Luna. The alpha will be so happy when he finds out you made his favorite dish. He doesn't usually eat much, but when it's your food, he can't get enough of it. I blushed. Aiden loved my cooking. He always had. After finishing the meal, I returned to my room. Just then, the door opened and my daughter walked in with her nanny, Octavia.
Mommy!
She ran into my arms. Oh, my Eva. I kissed her cheeks and stroked her hair. Hello, Luna. I sighed gently as I set Eva down. Octavia, I've told you several times, stop calling me Luna. Just call me by my name. I'll try to. I'll help Eva change her clothes. I headed into the bathroom, took a bath, and changed into something elegant. Then I waited in my bedroom for my husband. But as I opened my eyes again, I groaned softly. I had dozed off on the bed. I checked my phone. It was 12:30 a.m. Aiden had never come home this late before. I was worried. I tried calling him, but no answer. His number wasn't going through. I called his office. But I was told that he hadn't shown up there all day. Where had he gone? I was deeply worried. Then I heard the sound of a car pulling into the house. Relief swept through me as the door opened and the familiar scent of my mate filled the room. My heart skipped a beat. I rushed over to him, excitement bubbling at the thought of finally telling him the good news. He still looked as handsome as ever in the dim light.
Why are you still awake at this time?
He asked coldly, pulling away from my embrace and setting down his suitcase. He must be tired from work, I thought, still smiling brightly. I was worried about you. You look tired, I said gently, helping him out of his jacket. He paused when he noticed how decorated the room was. Was there an occasion he didn't know about?
Amelia, we need to talk.
He didn't ask. He had something more pressing to say. Sure, I'll prepare you a hot bath and then we can talk. I also have something to tell you, I said, heading for the bathroom.
There's no need for that. I want to talk now.
He interrupted. I paused. Something was off. His expression was unreadable, guarded, and cold. What's wrong, Aiden? Was the pack attacked again?
No, it's not that.
Then what is it? He stared at me for a long moment before handing me a file. I opened it. Divorce agreement. My heart sank. Aiden. But why? He looked me straight in the eyes.
Sophia is back.
Sophia? Your ex? What does she have to do with this?
The night we found out we were mates, you seduced me into sleeping with you. Sophia left when she found out you were pregnant. She was my first love, and I want to go back to her.
Aiden, but I'm your mate. Chosen by the moon goddess.
Damn the goddess. Damn you being my mate. My father never married his mate, and he still raised a powerful alpha like me. I want a divorce, Amelia, and that's final.
His words hit me like a storm. Divorce? Divorce? Though the file in my hand already confirmed it, my hands trembled.
Yes, Amelia. This marriage was a mistake.
His voice was ice cold. I stared at him, stunned. I've done nothing but love you. I wake early to prepare your food. I carry out my duties as Luna. What have I done wrong? My voice cracked. My teeth clattered together as my tears broke free.
What did I do? Where did I go wrong?
I whispered, sinking to the floor in tears. I had left everything behind for Aiden, my family, my pride, my home, and this was how he repaid me. What about Eva?
Eva is still my daughter. She'll stay here with me. You'll leave. Everything is detailed in the agreement.
He walked out, leaving me there alone, shattered. No. This is a dream, I whispered, trembling. A knock came at the door. I tried to respond, but no words came out. Luna, Eva's asking for you. She can't sleep. I think she has a high fever. I stood up quickly, wiped my tears, and rushed to my daughter's room. Eva lay on the bed, her eyes wide and body burning. Eva, honey?
Mommy?
Tears spilled again as I stroked my daughter's burning forehead. We had been a happy family of 3, soon to be 4, and now Aiden wanted a divorce? How pathetic.
You're burning up,
I said in a panic, rushing into the bathroom for a wet towel and placing it on Eva's forehead. Octavia, go call Aiden. We need to take Eva to the hospital. But Octavia returned moments later. Alpha Aiden is nowhere to be found. He's left the house. I let out a shaky sigh as I stared down at my daughter, worry tightening around my chest. I picked up my phone and dialed Aiden. This time, he answered.
What do you want?
His voice was cold, distant. It pierced through me like a knife. In the background, I heard a female voice. Is that Amelia? The voice was familiar, painfully familiar. It was Sophia. He was with her. My fingers trembled. My grip on the phone tightened. Aiden, it's Eva. She's sick. We need to take her to the hospital. I said as calmly as I could, but my voice cracked slightly.
I'm on my way.
And the line went dead. He had been seeing Sophia. How long had it been going on? The thought clawed at my chest, threatening to unravel my sanity. But now wasn't the time. Eva was all that mattered. I turned to my daughter, her breathing soft and shallow now, her fever seeming to calm slightly. Octavia, you can go to sleep. I'll spend the night with Eva and wait for Aiden. Octavia nodded quietly and left, closing the door behind her. Alone, I sat by Eva's bedside and stroked her damp hair. Tears gathered in my eyes.
Mommy, why are you crying? I'm okay. I'm going to get well.
I forced a smile. I know, honey. You're a strong girl. Daddy is on his way. He'll take you to the hospital. Eva gave a faint nod. Eva, you're having a sibling. A wide smile spread across Eva's pale lips.
I'm having a baby brother?
She whispered, her voice cracking as tears spilled from her eyes. Eva had always wanted a baby brother. Someone to play with. Someone to protect. I whispered, wiping my daughter's tears.
I'll name him Arthur and share all my toys with him. He's going to be the next alpha. We'll both be alphas together.
I smiled through my tears, brushing my daughter's hair back. But then, Eva began to shiver, violently. Before I could react, Eva threw up, and in the middle of it, there was blood. A chill swept down my spine.
Maids! Clean this up! Octavia! Towels now!
I cleaned my daughter up quickly, heart pounding.
It's okay, honey. You're going to be okay. Daddy's almost here.
I whispered, pulling Eva tightly into my arms, trying to stop my own hands from shaking.
I love you, Mommy.
Eva whispered weakly.
I love you too, baby.
Just then, the door burst open and Alpha Aiden stepped in, eyes scanning the room.
What's wrong?
He asked sharply, moving to take Eva from my arms. But Eva clung tightly to me, her small hands clutching my clothes. She didn't want to leave me. Not yet.
I don't know what's happening.
My voice broke. We rushed to the car, and minutes later, we were at the hospital. Now we stood outside the ward, watching as doctors worked frantically over our child. Aiden was pacing, hands clenched, jaw tight. He looked like a caged, angry wolf. Suddenly, he spun around to face me.
If anything happens to my daughter, I swear to God, I'll make you pay.
He hissed. I blinked, stunned.
What the hell are you saying?
My voice cracked with disbelief. I wasn't going to argue with him. Not now. All that mattered was Eva. Just then, the doctor stepped out of the ward.
Doctor,
How is she?
Your daughter was poisoned. We're trying our best to...
A nurse walked up and whispered something urgently.
Excuse me.
He muttered an excuse and walked away. Aiden turned back to me, eyes wild.
You poisoned Eva, didn't you? God! They warned me. They told me you'd do something like this. I should have known you were evil.
He barked. I stared at him, too stunned to speak. Poison Eva? My own daughter? The child I carried for 9 months? The child I nearly died giving birth to? My mouth opened, but nothing came out. Only a silent gasp. I didn't know what to say at this point. I turned and rushed inside the ward. Eva lay there, small and trembling, her eyes fluttering open.
Mommy?
I'm here, baby. You're going to be fine, I said, holding back the scream that threatened to rip out of my throat. I couldn't cry. Not now. Not in front of my daughter. Did someone give you anything at school, honey? I asked gently.
No, Mommy. I only ate the food I had after coming home from school.
Eva said faintly. I swallowed hard. I had prepared that food myself, and Octavia had served it. But Octavia? No. She had been serving Eva since Eva's birth. She'd never poison Eva.
I love you, Mommy. You know that, right?
Eva whispered, her small hand pressing against my stomach.
And I love baby.
I held her hand, my tears finally falling.
I love you too, baby.
Then, Eva's eyes slowly closed. The lines on the screen went flat. The monitor let out a long, piercing beep.
Eva? What's going on? Eva! Eva! Doctor!
I screamed. Aiden, sitting outside the ward, stood immediately. I cried out as he rushed in.
Doctor! I don't know what's happening to Eva. She suddenly closed her eyes.
The medical team swarmed around the little girl. And then,
Time of death.
the doctor said, his voice barely above a whisper. The room spun. I collapsed to the floor, eyes wide, breath caught in my throat. Eva's gone. I couldn't feel my heart. It had stopped. My lungs burned, my soul shattered. The last thing I saw was the ceiling spinning before everything went black.